What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. And what I'm about to do, I'm about to show you guys the last part of my CD collection. I'm just going to go to the exits and finish it all the way up. But before I start, I have one thing to show y'all. I forgot to show you guys this one in the last episode. This is Johnny Guitar Watson, Ain't That a Bitch. This was released in 1976. Very, very, very good album from Johnny Guitar Watson. I feel like he's one of the most underrated funk, R&B, blues artists, in my opinion. Everybody knows him for the song Superman Lover. All my Redman fans should know about that song. All these years, I thought this nigga was sitting on a dick. I'm not gonna hold you, but it was like it's a couch. But other than that, I love songs like I Wanna Ta-Ta You Baby. Again, Redman fans, y'all should know about that track too. Apparently, Redman was a big fan of him, and I'm not gonna hold him. Ain't That a Bitch was good, Since I Met You Baby. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually the Shout Factory reissue. So it came out with two bonus tracks called Funkilla and Follow Me. Very good album. I always felt it was very underrated. Alright, so we ended it off with the Wu-Tang albums. So we're gonna go with Escape with 1993. We got Escape with the Humming Coming At Ya. Very dope album in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is like the first time Jermaine Dupri was working on R&B, because I know at that time he was already big with Criss Cross and shit like that too. So this was a very good album. Known for songs like Just Kicking It, Understanding, It's My Living in Vain. That's what the Clock Sisters cover. Pumpin'. Definitely a very strong hip-hop soul album right here. Then we got, fuck it. Great. And I will fix that later. Thank you. Then we have Escape with Off the Hook. This album came out in 1995. In my opinion, their best album to date. A lot of their classic songs came from this album. They have the cover of the Jones Girls, Who Can I Run To? You have Do Your Thing, Feel So Good was dope. Work Me Slow, What Can I Do? Definitely love this album. I felt like lyrically, they stepped their game up. I also felt like Jermaine Dupri, production-wise, he stepped his game up and shit, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, very, very, very good album. Then we also have Escape with their last album. I'm not going to say the last album to date, because, I have a feeling it's going to be the last album. Traces of My Lipstick. This album came out in 1998. This was a good album. I'm not going to hold you. I don't really consider it as great as the first two, but that does not mean this album is a failure either. I felt like it was like a bit more ballads on this one too, but at the same time, it was so cool. Like Softest Place on Earth was good. I loved My Little Secret. They did a cover of Atlantic Star's Am I Dreaming? The Arms of the One Who Loves You. Kind of like the same issues I had with Toni Braxton's Secrets. I felt like they were really trying to like Mariah Carey the group. But at the same time, like I said before, compared to other final albums from certain R&B groups at this time, this one's a winner. Yeah, man. I definitely fuck with Escape hard and shit. I just feel like, their drama is just a different story. Then we have Exhibit, At the Speed of Life. This album came out in 1996. Very good album from Exhibit. My second favorite album from him. His first two albums are the ones I really put as his best work. Restless was cool too, but I'm gonna say my thoughts on Restless for one day. But yeah, man, singles albums known for was Paparazzi, The Foundation. Those were singles. I loved Positively Negative was dope. Eyes May Shine was cool too. My only gripe with this album was that whenever like they had like a dope beat, it would just be like an interlude. I feel like some of the best production was on the interludes or the beginning of the songs and shit. But other than that, very good album. Then we have Yellow Jackets with Dreamland. You know, this album came out in... What year this album came out? I want to say 95, yeah. Yeah, this was like some jazz right here, you know what I'm saying? Pretty cool album. Known for songs like Walk in the Park, Turning Time, Dreamland. Definitely cool. I might have to do a review on this one day. And then we have Yo-Yo with Make Way for the Motherlode. This album came out in 1990. You know, this was Ice Cube's Protege right here. Very, very good album. I feel like this is a classic album. This was known for songs like You Can't Play With My Yo-Yo, What Can I Do, the IBUWC National Anthem, Make Way for the Motherlode. Yeah, man. Classic album. Very underrated. I feel like all of the albums are underrated, to keep it a buck with y'all. Now, my favorite album, 1992, Black Pearl. Fucking dope album. This one always gets sided on or ignored. I don't know why, though. This is known for songs like Homegirl Don't Play That, So Funky, which that uses the Zap Be Alright sample. The story goes that Tupac, he actually wanted to be on the song with Yo-Yo, but I think the label kind of prevented that, or they were already finished with it. So he used that sample and he made Keep Your Head Up, from what I looked up. So that's another dope one right there too. Woman to Woman, Hoes, you know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope album. I love it. Then we have her third album, You Better Ask Somebody. This album came out in 1993. This one was a cool album. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely 1993 because, you know, everybody just went hardcore. You know, West Side Story was good. She had that one song, the Bonnie and Clyde thing with Ice Cube. I love that one. The title track when she went after Roxanne Shante. Pass It On. I love that record right there too. You know what I'm saying? So very, very, very dope record. And also I don't think I showed you guys these ones. This is the Rockefeller Streets is Watching soundtrack. Very dope soundtrack, you know what I'm saying? Some of my favorite Rockefeller songs are on. This was the Dynasty before the Dynasty. You know, Only a Custom with Jay-Z, Murdergram with Murder Inc., Not the Label, the supergroup with X, Ja Rule, and Jay. I did a whole video breaking down that shit. Y'all go check it out. Thugs Are Us, Pimp This Love with Christian, very underrated R&B group. And this is just the best of Planet Groove, you know, popular R&B joints at the time too. So yeah. All right. I know a lot of CDs fell, so give me 1 second. Let me just get everything. Okay. All right, I think I got everything. Alrighty. Now we got Neil Young, Harvest. This album came out in 1972. Yeah, this is a very good album from Neil Young. A lot of people say this is his best album to date. I'm more of a Tonight's the Night kind of guy, but that's another story for a different day. This was known as for songs like Old Man, Alabama, The Needle and the Damage Done. That was a very heavy song. Heart of Gold. Yeah, very, very, very good folk rock. You know how that shit goes. And then we got Young Buck, Straight Outta Cashville. This came out 2004. Shout out to Try for this one. This is I think like the deluxe edition where it has like the bonus tracks, and I think this also has like a extra DVD with it. Yeah, shout out to Try for this one. I'm not the biggest Young Buck fan though, but this one has some okay songs. I do like I'm a Soldier was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Look at Me Now, Stomp with T.I. and Ludacris. Y'all should know about that record right there. Shorty on a Ride. So, yeah, man, very, very, very cool G Unit shit. You know, that's some early 2000s shit. Young Jeezy. We got Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 1. This album came out 2005. Very great album. Probably like an arguable classic if you ask me. You know, his first 3 albums are my favorite, but this might be my favorite single Jeezy album. This was known for songs like Sky's the Limit, Go Crazy, Don't Get Caught. You know, I love Standing Ovation. Very great album. Then we have Young MC, Stone Cold Rhymin'. This album came out in 1989. I'm not the biggest Young MC fan, but for collector's purposes, I got it because, you know, I got the Tone Loc album. So I was like, you know what, might as well just get this, you know. This was known for songs like Bust a Move. I hate that song, don't get me bugging on that. I do like Principal's Office, that was pretty cool. My Name is Young. I mean, it's clean West Coast hip hop, so that's the best way to put it. And then we got the 2 Live Crew, As Nasty as They Wanna Be. This album came out in 1989. A fucking classic album. I'm not the biggest Miami bass fan, but this was just pretty dope shit, you know. Me So Horny. You know, I loved Dick Almighty. I Ain't Bullshitting 1. You know what I'm saying? This is a very good album. I'm not the biggest Miami bass fan though, but you know, this was one of the most popular, most influential album to come out from that period. You know what I'm saying? 2 Live Crew, As Nasty as They Wanna Be. Tupac Shakur, Tupacalypse Now. This album came out in 1991. His debut album. Very great album. Very underrated if you ask me. You know, this is when he was still under Digital Underground. You know, he had songs like, you know, Violent, Brenda's Got a Baby, If My Homie Calls, my favorite song on the album, Trapped. Yeah, man, very, very, very great album. Love it. And then we have Tupac with Strictly For My Niggas. This album came out in 1993. Another very dope album, classic album. Well, I say it's a personal classic, you know. This is another one, you know, where it was originally supposed to have been called Troublesome. I want to say it was supposed to be called like Troublesome 21, and it either Troublesome 21 or Troublesome 92. It was supposed to come out in 1992, but there was like a lot of controversy. You know, he was, you know, beginning to get in trouble with the law, of course, and the original album cover was supposed to have been Pac with like the American flag in flames, but Interscope, they don't really fuck with that, so that's why you have like this computerized effect right here too, you know. But yeah, man. And also Shock, I think it was like one of Shock G that said he should put out singles like I Get Around after Holla If You Hear Me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that became one of his more popular songs. You know what I'm saying? This is known for singles like Holla If You Hear Me, I Get Around, Keep Your Head Up, and Papa Song. You know, very great songs. I love Last Words with Cube and Ice-T. Oh my God. My favorite track on the whole album, if you ask me. I felt like Cube had the best verse, if you ask. I love Guess Who's Back, representing 93. You know, 5 Deadly Venoms with, I think him, Apache, and Tretch was on that joint too. So, very, very, very great album. I feel like this is a Tupac album people should, you know, talk more about. Sorry about that, I had to drink some water. Then we have, in my opinion, his magnum opus, Me Against the World. This album came out in 1995. You know, between 93 to 95 was just a crazy time from Pac. You know, again, he was still getting in trouble with the law. He had gotten dropped in Menace to Society after beating up the Hughes brothers, and then he got shot at the whole Quad studio in 94. You know, he ended up to go to jail for that sexual assault case and shit, you know what I'm saying? And he actually had to redo this album. He had to redo this album too. You know, he redid this album right before he went to prison. Very great album. Songs like Can You Get Away, Dear Mama, So Many Tears. Temptations. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope songs. And yes, this was the beginning when he had the Outlaws, but they were known as Dramacidal and shit. So yeah, my favorite Tupac album to date. Then we have All Eyes on Me. This album came out in 1996. This is actually the first Tupac album I ever had in my collection too. You know, well, I had a posthumous album, but I gave that one away. But yeah, very, very, very dope album, classic album. Known for songs like I Ain't Mad at Ya, Two of America's Most Wanted, Got My Mind Made Up, Shorty Wanna Be a Thug, Holla at Me, Picture Me Rolling, Can't See Me. You know, his first album on Death Row Records. Y'all know the whole history with that. Now, finally, we have his final studio album. You know what I'm saying? Machiavelli, The Don Illuminati, 7 Day Theory. Very, very dope album. My opinion, I like this album. This might be his best album on Death Row, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of All Eyes on Me fans are gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but this was the album I feel like he always wanted to make. You know, this was known for songs like Bomb First, Against All Odds, Life as an Outlaw, just like Daddy, Me and My Girlfriend. This was Tupac at his most angriest, in my opinion. And then we have the only posthumous album that I have in this collection, the Are You Still Down, Remember Me? Came out in 1997. This is pretty much like a double disc album from songs that he did in Death Row, but it's mostly songs that he did like between 92 to maybe like 94. You know what I'm saying? Songs like I Wonder If Heaven Got a Ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Hellraiser was dope too. The Definition of a Thug Nigga, which that was also on a Poetic Justice soundtrack. Yeah, man. All my diehard Tupac fans, y'all should have this record. And then we have the Greatest Hits. The Greatest Hits compilation that came out in 1998. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope. You know, this has Changes also too. So, you know, I had to have that. And I have another. Give me one sec. I have another pocket. Like a lot, all these albums, all these CDs fell at once and shit. I'm trying to find that. There we go. Okay. And finally, I have the How Do You Want It single. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope song. I got this because, you know, this has the Hit 'Em Up song. This was He's Hit 'Em Up was the B-side to the single and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, y'all should know this whole story with that. Yeah, I had to get this joint, so. Alright, got a few more albums left. I'm just gonna go by these real quick because I gotta get some rest before I go to work. We got 3T, Brotherhood. This album came out in 1990. This album came out in 1994. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very good album. Very good album. You know, this was Michael Jackson's nephews, Tito Jackson's sons. This is known for songs like Anything, 24/7, Why, you know, which they did with Michael Jackson. Yeah, man, very, very, very dope album. Then we have Third Base with their only 2 records and shit. Cactus album. Well, this is the Cactus CD, but y'all should know. This album came out in 1989. Classic record, in my opinion. MC Serch, Pete Nice. You know what I'm saying? Love songs like Product of the Environment. They had a diss to Beastie Boys called Sons of Third Base, Step Into the AM, Brooklyn, Queens. Very good album. And then you have Dale L's Dialects from 1991. Yeah. Another great album. I kind of go back and forth which one's my favorite. I'm going to have to go with the Cactus album by a landslide, but this is not a slouch either. This has Pop Goes the Weasel, Portrait of an Artist, No Static at All, Street Strikes 5000, Kick 'Em in the Grill. Very, very, very dope. Classic New York hip hop right there. Speaking of New York hip hop, 50 Cent. I got the Get Rich or Die Trying, and I got the Massacre. Get Rich or Die Trying. This is a classic album. You know, this album to me Best hip hop album of 2003, if you ask me. I mean, he just took the game by a chokehold. You know, he has songs like Many Men Wish Dead, In the Club, If I Can't, Back Down, Poor Little Rich, 21 Questions, classic. Then you have The Massacre. I'm not going to hold you. When I first heard this album, I wasn't really feeling it too much, but then this grew on me over in the recent years. You know, I just feel like some of the singles were whack. To keep it a buck with you, like I didn't care for Candy Shop Like That. Out of Control, I didn't care for, but Baltimore Love Thing, I love that. This Is 50. I love damn cursive, I can't read this shit sometimes. Guns Come Out was dope. Batman and Robin with Eminem was good too. And the final CD in my collection is 8Ball and MJG On Top of the World. This came out in 1995. Very great album. My favorite album from 8Ball and MJG. This has songs like Space Age Pimpin', Pimpin' My Own Rhyme, What Can I Do? You know, they definitely had a lot of like dope production at that time too. They had that more smoother melodic kind of production. You know, then 90s material, definitely a highlight when it comes to them. So yeah. And that's pretty much all the CDs I got in my collection. Thank you guys so much for watching this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to actually do the vinyl collection. I'm going to start that late May. So be on the lookout for that. But hope everyone has a good night. Peace.